Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you are watching this. What I'm going to do in this episode is just show you some of the things I've been ordering, some of the thought process that are going through my mind, where I need to be at, because especially doing an engine conversion, you know, there's a lot of information out there. Some of it's false, some of it's very good, but the only way to know is to do it yourself, and I just want to make sure that I'm getting everything. You don't want to be waiting for things, you want to try and get everything ready in a position. So what I've done is I've started to do that now, I think. So yes, I'm just going to show you some little bits and bobs. It's going to be a bits of episode, but it keeps the content going, and that's what we're all here for, innit? It's better than watching Coronation Street, let's face it. So I'm going to show you something regards the starter motor and the clutch. I'm going to show you something regarding the brace bars. I'm going to show you something regards to thermostat housing. I'll show you something that I've had powder coated. What else will I show you? I'll also show you some parts that I've been ordering as well for the engine. So, just bear with me, it's very cold out here. But I want to add some sort of bracing, just like you would if you had a normal flip front. Because obviously you remove the inner wing, so a lot of strength's gone at this front end section here. So just as you would with the inner wings, they just have some bars that go straight down like that. I want to put a plate on here and a plate on this side to add strength, drill holes, and I want the brace bars to be removable, because it's much easier if the engine needs to come out or anything, or if we have a problem with the engine, it'd be much easier to take it out than it would be to mess around with trying to get around the brace bar. So that's my idea. So the two bolts going through here. So I'm overestimating here because I need to order the box section. So even if I came down at a straight to 50 centimeters and then went down to there, again overestimating, but it's 50. It is the same on this side. It is exactly the same. This one will probably might even come down more at an angle inwards. Now, judging by whoever did make this frame, it is a pretty good frame, to be fair. Looks like they have been planning to do that, because there is holes either side down here that I could probably utilise and maybe weld a bit more on, just to give it a bit more strength. But I think that'll be pretty good, and they'll be probably using some bolts, something like that, really. Another thing is so this side I want to incorporate the alternator, for obvious reasons. Now, a lot of people mount them here. The thing that worries me about mounting it there is the exhaust manifold literally comes right next to it. Now, a lot of people probably have never had failures or anything like that, but it's just not something I like with the electrics being so close to an exhaust manifold. It will have some form of heat shielding on it, but at the moment, I might change, but at the moment I don't want it mounted like that. I prefer to flip it and have it mounted this side with a pulley round about here. Now, that would be great for the brace bar, to incorporate it into the brace bar. Again, it means removing the alternator when you need to remove the brace bar, but I don't plan on removing the brace bars very often. So there we go. So hopefully that's that side. This side, again, I'd like to incorporate the brace bar to be a mounting point for the radiator. So I want to use the Classic Mini side mounted radiator, because I've got one, so why not? And I want to put it somewhere around about this section here, so I need to take some measurements here, and then hopefully again I can use some sort of like tabs off the brace bar to mount to the radiator. That's my thought process there. Now, 2 seconds, because I will show you something. So I just wanted to show you something here. It was Dave Jag that brought this up, and it was a bit of camera trickery on my behalf, and it is close. It's a fair point, but he was asking whether this would foul with the starter motor, and with that in position, it doesn't look like there's a lot of space. But yeah, I'm fairly comfortable with that, because that's not going to move once that's bolted in, and I am going to add an extra bracket onto it somewhere going down there. But yeah, it's a fair point, but no, fortunately, it doesn't foul. So we are getting there, but I just thought I'd offer up the starter motor, just for my own peace of mind as well. So, check this bad boy out. No, it's not brand new. It is a used one. It is the one I already had. So I'll put some pictures in here. just to make my life a bit harder with editing. So I put some pictures in there, and this has been powder coated, satin black as there would be, and I'm very, very happy with the finish. In fact, I'm over the moon with the finish. I've got a powder coated strap that needs to go on. Obviously need to buy all the gubbins and everything like that. The only thing that I should have done before I got it powder coated was this has got a snapped key in it, so I'm just going to break that off or cut that off, because I've got another cap somewhere, or I'll just buy another cap for that. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. It looks absolutely amazing, and it was 25 quid. I couldn't strip, sand down and get it smooth and then prime and then paint it for that sort of money. You just couldn't do it. So for 25 quid, absolute bargain, and that is one of my favourite things to look at the moment, and everybody that has seen it online has agreed it's absolutely stunning. So this is pretty interesting, this. I kind of like this a lot. I did hear that this was the case, but you never know until you check it out yourself. Now this is the micro thermostat housing that I've taken off of the other engine, and it bolts obviously like that, and it comes straight out to a front mounted radiator basically, which is quite large, very thin for the Nissan, but quite large. This is an A-Series Classic Mini thermostat housing, and if you look, they are the same. You hold them both up together and you can see straight through there. So the bolt holes, which is better for me because on the engine that's not going to sit, I'm going to have to put a right kink in a pipe there, whereas this, if I can get this going the right way, which I think I can, it'll come upwards and it will go over to the rad, because obviously that's what I want. Sort of like what looks like on the A-Series, you have that little bend pipe there. It'd be a bit longer, but I'm pretty sure, and it'd be nice as well, a bit of a nod to use an A-Series thermostat housing. So again, I didn't believe it, but yeah, it's a bit deeper. Looking at that, in fact, it's a lot deeper, but the bolt holes match up. So yeah, I'll be cleaning that one up and not using that one. That's pretty interesting. So I've said it a few times regards to the engine, what I'm doing with it. I'm not going down a head gasket and timing chain route. It's just for what the engines are, I don't think they're worth it personally, and they've not really got a reputation for that sort of stuff going. So the fact is, I've got this engine here. I could probably go through this one over time and do all that if I wanted something special out of the engine, but I just want to do a basic refresh really. So involved with a refresh, I think, definitely is stuff like this. So what's we got here? So I've ordered a water pump. And one thing I'm always conscious of on a water pump is I always want to get metal propellers on the back of it. I'm just not a massive fan of the plastic ones, so yep, so I've got that. Again, you know, these cars and the parts for these are pretty cheap. Some stuff's expensive off what I find expensive. I am northern. So yes, I ordered a water pump. What else did I order? I ordered a new thermostat. Again, there's probably nothing wrong with the old one, but while I'm there, why not? I'd like to really renew the cooling side. I have got an engine bay, an engine sort of like stripped down video coming up soon, I think, and you know, we'll be stripping all the parts off and fitting the new ones, and you'll see in that video that, you know, it's been neglected on coolant changes basically, so that's going to require just a bit of cleaning and things, but why not renew things while you're there. Now, a lot of the Nissan Micra, so previous things I've ordered, I think you've seen, I've ordered, that I've already got, I've got a cam cover gasket, I have got new leads, new plugs, new oil filter, new clutch, new release bearing. I think that's more or less it. It's going to need some gaskets for the exhaust and the inlet, but we can worry about them later. But a lot of things on the Nissan Micra are, oh, and I've also got the alternator that you've seen, the Daihatsu one. A a lot of things on the Nissan Micra are what Adam Campion said is liquid gasket, which is fair point, it is. So like the thermostat, it doesn't actually have, the thermostat housing doesn't actually have a gasket on it, it's just a liquid gasket. But one thing that does have a gasket, or a slight gasket, is them. So they are sump, like half moons, I think I'd call them. Little sump gaskets that go at the end. So I ordered that. I ordered them because I ordered this. Destroying the workshop. I ordered a new sump. And the reason I ordered a new sump is, again, it's what's your time worth and also quality. So the sump that's on this one here and it is on the one in my garage that I'm rebuilding, and that's where them half moon things go, it almost looks porous, it's that rotten, it's that rusty. Obviously the car, you know, underneath that I had was a bit rusty underneath, so where it's been parked possibly, and it's just got to it. And the same with this one, so it might be a common thing. But again, I think that was 38 quid or something like that, with the baffles in it and everything. So yeah, so I've ordered that. The only thing I'm waiting on, again, which will be in the engine video anyway, is the crankshaft oil seal. Again, while you're there, you might as well do it. I don't know if it's leaking, but why not? They, you know, let's face it, they're renowned for leaking out the crankshaft oil seals. So that's more or less it. That's what I'm up to. The last thing I will discuss is speedo. So, again, another point that Dave Jack actually brought up to me was, what am I going to do regards to mileage, speedometer, etc. And it's been something that's been weighing on my mind quite a lot. Now, you can go for the Race Tech digital dashes, absolutely great, absolute fortune. So, and it's not really the look I want to go for. The main thing that people do is they put Nissan Micro clocks in with Nissan Micro Loom. Now, like I said to you before, that's not the route I want to go down because I want to use as much mini as possible. The only thing I want that is micro is the engine bay side. I don't want anything else micro. Everything in the car, I want to be as mini as possible. So, going by that, now, recently found out that this is a digital speedometer. So this sends signals digitally to the clocks, which adds your mileage up, which does your speeds, etc., and does your revs, etc. So that then racked my brains. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? So discussion on the Nissan Powered Minis page and a couple of discussions with friends and stuff like that. And it looks like the pre-facelift version of this 1.3, they had a mechanical speedo which is the exact same size as what's in here. So that then uses a cable which turns and then does your speedo, does your miles, does your revs, etc. So that would be a better option. Unfortunately, they are like rocking horse poop. So because of that, I am struggling to get one at the moment. I'm searching high and low constantly to try and find one. There's none in the UK. I have rang Nissan and they said it's a back order, at least 12 weeks, and it might not even exist. So, and it's 42 plus the VAT for something that's not very thick. And then, I can use mini clocks because there's a company called Speedy Cables, and if you send them the length and you send them pictures of both ends of what you require, the back of the clocks and the back of the speedo, and the back of the speedo drive, sorry, they will make you a cable. How much that'll be, I don't know, but it's well worth it for me because it means I can still use mini everything inside the car. So again, I'm looking for one of them. So if you do know anybody who's braking or has a pre-facelift Micro 1.3 that's sat there doing nothing, I really want speedo drive. Really, I've tried to order one from the Emirates, I think it was. I found one online. Looks a bit of a dodgy website, but I think it was 20 quid, 25 quid or something. I thought, well, I'll take the punt. But because of Brexit, they're not currently shipping to the UK because nobody can work out what's going on with that. I'm not getting into that. So that's not going to happen at the moment. So we'll see. I have got plenty of time. I mean, look at it, it's still a project stage. So, but that's something that's weighing on my mind, or a thought process that's going through. So I know it's a bit of a bits-er episode. I am going to be cracking on with painting the inside of the boot, cracking on with refreshing the engine and cleaning it all up and painting it and making it all look pretty, doing the things with the clutch, etc, etc. So brace bars, you've seen it all. So hopefully that keeps you a bit more entertained. Thanks for watching, guys.